Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Sheikh Zayed field here in Ghantoot for the Sultan Bin Zayed Polo Cup 2023. The second of our two matches here this afternoon on this slightly grey and rainy day, unusual for Dubai, but we're getting the job done. The field has drained very well, and we had no slips at all in that first match. We're good to go, and the stage is set here for Bin Drai against Sarissa. Players look like they're out there pretty much ready. We're waiting for an umpire pony, which is slowing us down a little bit. Still, it'll give us a chance to have a look at the runners and riders. Here we go. Bin Drai lining up. Mohamed Khalid is at number 1 off a 0-goal handicap. Khalid Bin Drai is at 2. Agustin Perez is in the 3 shirt, playing off a 2-goal handicap. And also off 2 goals at the back is Rashid Bin Drai. Total handicap is 5 goals for Bin Drai. They will be receiving a half-a-goal start here. And their opponents, a full complement of 6. Sarissa, Yassine Sensal is at number 1 off a -1. Tariq Al-Habtour takes the 2 shirt. He's off 1 goals. Alejandro Gowland is at 3, and at the back, Tomas Iriarte off a 4-goal handicap. Our mounted umpires there, Jason Dixon and Matthias Bavieni, and Santiago Torreguitar is the 3rd man here in the grandstands with us. Still got a slight delay here because there's no umpire pony from one of the teams. Naughty, naughty. Just to give you a change for tomorrow's program, I did announce it earlier in the first game that the first match tomorrow would be Ankara against Abu Dhabi. That has been changed. The times are the same. Still starting at 2:45 local time tomorrow, but the first match tomorrow will be Ghantoot versus Anningsley Park, and the second game at 4:15 p.m. will be contested between Ankara and Abu Dhabi. So a change to our program there. Same times, those two games have just flipped over and switched around. On Friday, we've got Bansali versus Bin Drai at 2:45 and Sarissa against Lamar at 4:15. And we've already seen on match day 1, just to give you an update, Ankara with a strong victory over Anningsley Park, 10 goals to 8. And the second game was a local derby between Abu Dhabi and Ghantoot, which ended going to a 5th chukka and a golden goal from Stanislao Abilenda. Abu Dhabi running out the winners there, 9 goals to 8. And I can tell you that Juju Colombre scored 8 penalties. All 8 goals from Ghantoot coming from the penalty spot. He missed 140 and lost the game by 1. How's your luck? Ball's in play here. Tariq Al-Habtour coming away with the ball here. But it's been stolen. Backhander coming in by Rashid Bin Drai. And Rashid comes in and takes that one away from Gowland. Iriarte comes across. Tariq. Tail backhander from Al-Habtour is a goodie. But Rashid is there. Rashid Bin Drai putting the brakes on. He's found a pass downfield. It's out towards his teammate who cuts it down towards goal. He's hit the post. And Tariq came across, and in the end, I don't think he was okay, even if he'd have played it on the offside. He switched to the near side, cut straight across in front of a player. Desperate defence, but with the ball coming off the post. Let's have another look. That one went down towards goal, and there's the foul. Quite clearly, as Agustin Perez came in. Khalid Bin Drai's shot hit the post, but it's going to be a tap-in goal here and a chance for Bin Drai to extend their lead. They've already got a half-a-goal handicap start, don't forget. And they have popped that one across the line. And the score now, 1.5 to 0. Agustin Perez it is, with a simple task of just popping that one through the posts. So back to the centre on this Very grey day in Dubai. A lot of rain around both in Abu Dhabi and Dubai. We're kind of in between the two places at the moment here in Ghantoot. Tommy Uriarte looking to launch this one forward and get his team on the scoreboard. Passes was intended for Tariq Al-Habtoor, didn't quite reach its target. He was well marked, and Bin Drai had possession of the ball again. Mishit there. Gowland around the corner. Tommy Uriarte was there for a piece of the pie. He had Khalid Bin Drai, who might have been the culprit on the foul, who made the first move. There's the backhander, tail backhander. Tommy turning sharply, and it was Khalid who came across right in front of Tommy before Mohammed Khalid could make a play, and that's what the umpires have seen. I say the umpires, there's only one out there, because Matthias still hasn't got a horse. So Jason Dixon taking the responsibility. Penalty coming in here from Tommy Uriarte. Pony doing him no favours at all, but he's still got some good purchase on the ball. But unfortunately for him, he's off target and wide to the right. Well, loud blast from Jason Dixon's whistle. Tariq Al-Habtoor has got an issue. Looks like both Pony and Ryder are okay. They're just coming off to get some attention. For those of you who have just tuned in, this is our second match. Bansali running out the winners over Lamar in the first one. Considering the conditions, a really good game of polo with 15 goals in it. 9 goals to 6, that one, in favour of Bansali. And Tariq Al-Habtoor has changed his pony, and he's coming back out for action. So a knock-in to Bin Drai, that 60-yard penalty from Tommy Uriarte. His pony just came to a bit of a grinding halt and then twisted on him slightly. He ended up hitting a neck shot, and that neck shot went wide to the right. So a knock in here for Rashid Bin Drai. Rashid. Crossed the face of his own goal. Oh, and that's nicely done on the near side by Perez. But he was hooked by Tommy. Backhander was intended for Uriarte, but getting around onto his own backhander there is Gowland, and he's done well. That one's tried to be threaded through the traffic, but he's ended up hitting his own player, and there's a counter-attack on here for Bin Drai, and they're all open at the back here. Glancing over his shoulder is Khalid Bin Drai, sets himself. The approach shot looks pretty good. He's out about 35 yards out. He's going to need another little tickle down towards goal. Sets himself. Oh, a vicious bounce, and he's left it behind. Uriarte. Sigh of relief as he opens the backhander out towards his teammate. Gowland dropping in on this. Good work out of defence here by Tommy and Alejandro Gowland. And a leave there, but the leave was no good because there was too much space there, and it's allowed him to come in. Oh, what a chance. He's missed it wide left. Well, probably can't believe their luck there, Sarissa, because it looked like for all the world Bin Drai were going to get the score. But they've missed it. Here comes Tommy, out towards Gowland. Gowland picking it up and fizzing it down towards Tariq Al-Habtoor. Tariq going centre field. Big ride-off coming in there, and it's Rashid Bin Drai who comes across and puts the stop on this attack for Sarissa, spinning it around the corner for Bin Drai. All got a bit messy. He's got some support here from Perez, and Perez goes long towards his teammate there, Mohammed Khalid. And Khalid Bin Drai both waiting for the pass, but it came up a little bit short. Here comes Gowland. Couldn't get on the end of that play from Uriarte, and it's been turned around the corner. Perez out towards Bin Drai. Rashid Bin Drai chopping it around the corner here. And he's coming through at pace. He's up over the 60 and down to the 40. Can he find this one on the angle? This is really good stuff from Bin Drai. A little tickle shot needed on the angle. Oh, beautifully done. Rashid Bin Drai putting another one on the scoreboard here for the Blues. And they go into a 2.5 goal advantage with just over 2.5 minutes remaining here in the first. Well, it was Gowland who came back in defence. And that's nicely dealt with. Very, very composed, wasn't he? Picked up the ball on the half volley with a little flick shot and split the uprights. Players changing all over the place. They won't wait for them. And it's that man again, the goal scorer. Left out there on his own by his teammate. The other three have all changed, but it doesn't seem to have affected him. And they're all onside and good to go. Backhander comes in field. Well positioned here is Tommy Iriarty, who gets a little bit of protection there from Gowland. And the counter-attack is on here. Here comes Sarissa. Yassine comes in, plays it up over the halfway line. Pushes that one out to the right a little bit. Tariq comes in, and Tariq with a miscontrol. Perez on the near side has inadvertently given it back here to Habtoor. Chops it under his pony's neck. Looking for an approach shot. Here is Tariq, and the approach looks pretty good to me. It's Tariq Al Habtoor right in the center of the goal. He doesn't even need to touch it because he's got his angles completely right. And Sarissa are on the scoreboard here. It's 2.5 to 1. Well, he needed 2 goes at it. His first attempt was out to the right, but he got some backup. Got put back in play, and a couple of under the neck shots put him right in the center of the goal. Good work from the number 2 here for Sarissa, Tariq Al Habtoor. Gowland, ball stolen away. Here's Bin Drai. Good skills on the near side of his pony. Khalid Bin Drai coming through, and Khalid Bin Drai is in on goal here, and Khalid Bin Drai pulls the trigger. Oh, he's overcooked it. It's wide left. Great skills. Just off target with the goal shot. So, possession back to Tommy Iriarty. Gowland goes downfield, launched long, and up over the halfway line, and Tariq Al Habtoor has gone beyond Bin Drai here, and Tariq is on the march once again. Up over the 60 goes Tariq, sets himself, good approach shot, right off coming in. In fact, he's gone near side and he's hit an absolute monster. It's gone a long way, but first to surface will be Yassine. A little miscontrol there from Tommy, but he's got time to turn. Looks up, sets himself, punches it down towards goal. First bell goes, that one's leaking out to the left-hand side. Perez's backhander is into the traffic. And Bin Drai is doing well in defence there. That's Rashid, but it's been stolen away. Tariq, oh, he's missed it. What a great chance. Backhander comes in from Habtoor. He's having another go. And a whistle on the play as Tommy Iriarty came across and tried to get that one around the corner and back towards goal. There was a blue player who was well established. End of the first here. The whistle has gone as we look at that absolute mayhem down in the goal mouth. And 2 or 3 shots coming in from Tariq Al Habtoor, but he couldn't quite get the ball over the line. And the score remains 2.5 goals to 1 here as we come to the end of the first chukker. You see the whole driveway, the entrance, pretty impressive. And we are here on the Sheikh Zayed field at the Ghantoot Polo and Racing Club. Chukker number 2, good start by Bin Drai. Went into a 2.5 goal lead. Obviously starting with that half goal handicap advantage, playing off a 5 goals combined total. But they got pegged back there by Sarissa, who came up with a goal of their own from Tariq Al-Habtoor. Penalty 5, spot hit in favour of Bin Drai, and a chance for Rashid Bin Drai to get this one downfield. He scored a really good goal at the top end of the field. He's playing at the back. And he's going to be taking this penalty 5. Circles around here on the little bay pony. Just waiting for Tommy, who's making his way back onto the pitch. And we also have our second umpire mounted and good for action. No fault of his own, didn't have a pony. So here we go, start of the second. Rashid. That's not the restart of his dreams. Backhander coming in from Gowland. He's hit a nice backhander, but it's gone out to the right-hand side. Al-Habtoor trying to get on the end of that, flicks it back in field. And the Blues have got it. Well, there's a belated whistle. Tommy Iriarty was there with his stick raised. Jason Dixon. Well, there's the player turning. It was Perez. He just seemed to do a right turn right in front of Tommy. And it's going to be a penalty too. Iriarty circles round. Open goal shot here. And he's got the goal, and he's cut the gap, and the difference is just half a goal now in this contest. Bin Drai still with the advantage, but the current score, 2.5 to 2. Just waiting for Mohammed Khalid to join the fray, and for Khalid Bin Drai just to yield. Jason Dixon just waiting for the players to settle down, give him that space. Iriarty working it from the back of the pack. Hooked out of it now by Perez. Backhander comes in there from Khalid Bin Drai. And a whistle on the play as Khalid Bin Drai came together there with Alejandro Gowland. It's going to be a spot hit to Sarissa. Is it straight? He's turned it over and he's pulled it left. Good contact on the ball, but just off target from Iriarty. And Bin Drai will regain possession from their own back line. A little bit of a conference going on there at the back for Bin Drai. Perez goes out to the right. Bin Drai breaking left and receiving the pass here from his brother. Oof. Rashid dropping in behind and picking up the pieces. But he's crunched that too far on that angle, and it's gone out on the full. Possession will go back to Tommy Iriarty here on the 8-second count, and he's probably 40 yards inside enemy territory. Comes in on the chestnut. Tommy duffed that one a little bit. hit the ground as hard as he hit the ball. But he's got a bit of luck there as that one's been ballooned back towards him. And he's in a good position here. Tommy fires that to goal. This looks close. It's going, and gone. Iriarty setting his sights. And no help needed there from Habtoor, who was coming across. He might well have fouled, to be fair, Tariq Al-Habtoor on that angle. But luckily for him. So Sarissa, after that sluggish start, find themselves ahead here by a half. 3 to 2.5 here in favour of Sarissa. Tommy. Waiting for Perez to clear. Rashid Bin Drai is also there for a piece of company there, but Rashid getting a good ride off in. The two number 4s coming together. I say that, and two Bin Drai players going for the same ball. Perez, near side, reaches out and escapes the attentions of Ali Gowland, who's reaching out for the hook. Mohammed Khalid is there, plays a nice shot forward on the near side of his pony, backhanded by Tariq Al-Habtoor, and turning sharply here is Rashid Bin Drai. Decides to sweep this one across the field and keep possession for himself. Rashid putting the brakes on the little bay. Gowland is there. He clears out of the way on instruction from the umpire, and the ball's been left here for Perez. Perez goes left. Dixon taking evasive action there and flying through and picking it up is Rashid Bin Drai, and he's broken into some space, and we saw this in the first chukker. He's very dangerous on the run, and he's in the mood, putting the brakes on, steadying the pony, working it back towards goal. He's pulled the trigger and he's gone for goal, and he's got to be close, but he's wide left. Another really good passage of play there between Agustin Perez and Rashid Bin Drai, but this time they're off target, and the score remains 3 to 2.5. Here's Tommy. Plays it under his pony's neck and then crunches it long. Ball just crossing the halfway line. Back in defence here for Bin Drai is Rashid. Oh, a swing and a miss from him. That's uncharacteristic. Little mistake there in defence. And here's Tariq Al-Habtoor working it back towards goal. It's got some support from Gowland. Gowland goes near side. And in doing so, it looks like Alejandro Gowland has weaved himself in front of a blue player coming back in defence. Whistle's gone. Is what the umpires didn't like, as Khalid Bin Drai, it looked like he had his stick raised and was well positioned. It's going to be a spot hit to the defending team. Perez takes it in Rashid Bin Drai's absence. He's changing pony. So Perez just trying to keep possession and maybe wait for his teammate to get back into action. And he's done well. He's under a bit of pressure from Gowland, but he's kept the ball and found a nice little clever flick tail pass out towards the returning Rashid Bin Drai. Bin Drai goes long up towards Mohammed Khalid, who will switch over to the, no he won't, he'll leave the ball, and he's left it there for Bin Drai to come through. Bin Drai's hooked out of it there by Gowland, but he's got support here in the form of Agustin Perez. Perez checking up and losing the line. Backhander coming in from Tommy. Bin Drai, open backhander. Cat and mouse at the far side of the field at the moment. A little bit of pinball going on. Possession changing hands. But the Blues have it currently, and that's a measured pass out towards Perez. Gowland. Perez comes back at him, steals it back. Open backhander. Tariq Al-Habtoor's there, reaches out with those long arms of his and goes for the next shot. Didn't get the contact he was looking for, but he's going to have another go at it here on the backhander. Rashid. Gowland. Perez. Tommy comes in. Tries to put the pressure on. He's got a good hook in. And then plays the backhander, trying to release Gowland. Backhander hasn't gone very far, and that one's come ballooning up off a pony. And it's fallen very nicely here for Tommy Iriarty, who says thank you very much. Waiting for Bin Drai to come out of the way so he can get the jump on him, and he's done just that, and he's found an absolute peach of a pass downfield, and it's Tariq Al-Habtoor reaching out. Tariq has been tagged, the ball's trickling towards goal, and the backhander will momentarily clear it. Near side there from Bin Drai, but it's still in a very dangerous position, and surely Sarissa are going to score from here. Oh, I say that. He's completely duffed it. Whoa. The whistle's gone. Let's have another look at this one. Goal shot. To someone that was just across the line on the angle, and the whistle has gone, and it's gone in favour of Sarissa. Tommy circles around, taps it across the line, and that will probably be Chukka. They're going to make their way back to the centre. Bin Drai not that interested. They think that the hooter's going to go, and after a really good start to the match, Bin Drai, remember, starting with that half goal, going 2 ahead, have been pegged back here. Sarissa have clicked into gear in the second Chukka, and they currently lead here 4 to 2.5.
This is a very good tournament. It's a low handicap, but there is a lot of expectations. We have 8 teams participating. Very good team, some new organizations that eventually will try to participate in higher levels. It will start on the 23rd, and the final will be Sunday the 5th February. We will play in the 3 main fields of Ghantoot. They are very good fields. There is 8 teams in the tournament, 2 groups of 4. The 2 best of each group will play the semi-finals. We have the advantage in Ghantoot that some of the matches can be played late in the afternoon because there is floodlights in all 3 fields, so it's very good. We have great expectations.
Welcome back, everybody. Start of the second half here in our second game, match day 2. And a really good second Chukka there by Sarissa. They find themselves ahead here by 1.5 goals at half-time. What have we got there? We've got a stat. We love a stat. There you see it, Bin Drai 2.5 to 1, having scored the first 2, starting with that half-goal handicap start, and then they didn't score in the second. They drew a blank, and 3 goals by the white shirts of Sarissa in that second Chukka, putting them into a half-time advantage. Umpire's keen to get on with it, and not surprising, it's gone bizarrely very cold here in Ghantoot. And it looks like there's more rain coming in. We need to get this game completed as soon as possible, but we're missing some personnel. Who is it? Who are we missing? It's Tommy. Come on, Tommy. As I look across to my left-hand side from this wonderful stadium here at the Sheikh Zayed field, I see some weather closing in. Here comes Iriarty after a very strong second chukker from him. And he'll be looking for more of the same here in the third. So it looks like we're all set. Ball's in play. And an immediate whistle. What's happened there? And they're lining up on the wrong side. Bizarre. Does often see that. Take two from the throw-in. To be fair, none of us noticed. Tommy's there. Punches it through a little gap at the back of the throw-in. Perez gets possession for Bin Drai. Decides to take on Gowland. The two number threes coming together. Gowland getting a good ride off him, but his backhander went straight. Tommy flying through. Not quite sure what Iriarty's seen there, but he's on a completely different page to everyone else. And Yassian Sensao came across in defense, but there's a loud blast from the umpires because Khalid Bin Drai was there. And Khalid Bin Drai had his stick raised and was raging down towards goal. There's the shot downfield from his brother Rashid. And there's the foul. Clear as day. So a chance for Bin Drai to get that scoreboard ticking. They've been quiet for a bit, having raced into that 2.5 goal advantage. They'll be looking to put this one across the line from 30 yards. It's going to be the number 4, Rashid Bin Drai. Oh. Well, can you believe it? He's pulled it wide. It does happen. It does happen. Chance gone. Here comes Tommy. Khalid Bin Drai comes across there to try and put some pressure on Iriarty, but he's offloaded down the pitch and reaching out there and picking up a beauty is Tarek Al-Habtour. Tarek, can he get back to this? Yes, he can. Near side play from Tarek. Got some support from Gowland, who's hooked out of it by Perez. Backhander, not quite long enough, but making something of nothing there as Khalid Bin Drai waited for it and picked it up nicely. Chops it downfield. Back in defense here for Sarissa goes Tommy Iriarty. Glances over his right shoulder and decides to just ease Khalid Bin Drai out of the way and keep possession himself. Brings it back in field. Dances past another Bin Drai. He's taking on the whole family. Here goes Tommy, up over the halfway line once again, opens his shoulders and crunches it long, and he's putting in a big performance here, Iriarty. He's down in the corner. Found a good neck shot too into a dangerous area, but Perez has the inside track and will come across at speed and play it away from the danger zone. Bin Drai looking to launch a counter-attack here. It's gone downfield. Mohamed Khalid comes through. He's taken out of the play there. And Tommy is there once again for Sarissa. Iriarty. Ooh, miscontrol from him. And a lovely turn there by that pony from Bin Drai. Mohamed Khalid near side. And Tommy Iriarty came across. He thinks he's got the penalty. I beg to differ. Let's see what the umpires decide. Ball coming across the field. Mohamed Khalid's fine to play near side there. And that one there, not quite so fine. But let's see what the umpires decide. So don't forget, we've got a change to our program for tomorrow, Thursday the 26th. We've flipped those two games around. So first up will be Ghantoot, Anningsley Park. That'll be the 2:45 match. And that will be followed by Ankara Abu Dhabi, who will be playing at 4:15. That is, of course, weather depending. We've been fine today, plenty of rain around, but umpires have just gone upstairs here. And they've gone to check with the third man, Santi Toriguitar. And the ball has been placed down on the penalty 4, and from where I'm standing, that's a good decision. Ball being teed up here by Perez on the grey. Let's have a look at that last passage of play. Swept across the field. Mohamed Khalid's good. And then you see that Khalid bin Drai was established there on the offside. And Tommy Ariati popping out in front of him. So a chance here from the penalty 4 60-yard mark. It's going to be Agustin Perez on the grey. Oh dear, the pony coming to a grinding halt. And he's going to have to just play little half swings, still in possession of the ball. He's pushed out of the way. And well, a pretty ordinary passage of play that was, wasn't it? I mean, the grey pony didn't do him any favours as we check the replay. Put the brakes on just as he went to hit it, but this was just, well, it was all a bit Mickey Mouse. Spot or 30, they've taken the spot, they've smashed it through. That was Perez getting it right on this occasion. And, well, he might just want to warm that grey pony up. It's come out a little bit cold, but he's got the score. And Bin Drai are back on the scoreboard and ticking once again. They trail by just a half here. It's 3.5 to 4. Clash of sticks. Rashid Bin Drai reaching out and getting possession, and a little bit of impatience coming in from Tariq Al-Habtour, who looked like he'd come across the front there to meet that and steal it away. And rightly so, it's going to be a penalty 5 in favour of the blue shirts here. For those of you who have joined us late, match day 1. Let's give you a score update. Ancora 10, Anningsley Park 8. And the second game was Abu Dhabi 9 over Ghantoot, who scored 8 goals. 8 penalties from Juju Colombres weren't enough because Ghantoot were turned over in a 5th chukka. Golden goal by Estanislao Abilenda. Backhander comes in. Tariq Al-Habtour's done well. They're appealing for the foul, but he's going away at pace, and he's absolutely fine for angle and distance. So good play from Habtour. Can he get this one around the corner, though? Flicks it in field. But he eased the pony down too much. The whistle's gone. And it could well be another penalty in favour of the defending team here. Yeah, it was a right turn, and it was too slow in the eyes of the umpires. So the ball is back with Rashid. He's got 2 players changing, 2 of his teammates, that is. And, well, he might have done better just holding the ball for a bit longer there, because Tommy is working this one down towards goal, and Iriarty has an open goal shot, and Iriarty is not going to miss from there. A bit of a gift there from Bin Drai, to be fair. And Sarissa up to number 5 here. It's 5 to 3.5. Well, the whistle's gone. We've got a saddle blanket on the field. I don't know if that's come off the umpire's pony. But it's not what we need. It's just not what we need. So it looks like we're good to go again. And the ball is bowled in underarm and picked up nicely by Yassine. Flying through was Gowland, didn't get the shot that he was looking for. Tariq Al-Habtour does a good job because he's got some backup here. Gowland comes in on the near side. Tommy Iriarty looks like he may have overcooked that and turned it over to the left. And he has. Good chance there for Tommy, but just putting a little bit too much bat on ball, and he's wide and off target. So, Rashid. Perez went out to the left-hand side. The pass has gone downfield, but there's no one there in a blue shirt. Whoa. And, well, umpire's whistler's gone. Let's see what the umpires decide here. Strange, almost a trip there from Tommy Iriarty's horse. And then as he comes in, Perez is there for a piece of the action. Tommy comes in, and there is a contact there between the two ponies. Probably unnecessarily, you'd have to say. And the umpires didn't like it. It's gone in favour of Bin Drai. Penalty 4. And it's Rashid and Agustin Perez teeing the ball up. Perez has already had a go with the penalty 4 on this grey pony, and it didn't go very well. Is he going to have another opportunity? It looks like he is. It just looks like she's feeling the cold a little bit. She's got her tail tucked in. Let's see what he can do from here. Oh, and the result is not much better, I've got to be honest. Flying through there and getting a hook. Who's got it? Yassien's there. Good hit from him. Takes it away from the danger zone momentarily, but Bin Drai, Rashid that is, sweeps it forward here on the near side. Gowland comes across. Good turn there from Bin Drai. Can he get away from Gowland and Iriarty? It's very, very slow, isn't it? And a bit grubby in fairness, but nicely launched downfield and into a dangerous area. Tariq is there, near side backhander attempt. In fact, he pulls out of it. Good play on the near side. Tariq is there for a bit of backup, back towards Tommy Iriarty. Near side backhander coming in from Perez. Into the traffic, goes for the ride-off. Al-Habtour. And again on the near side. Very scrappy passage of play this, as we're ticking down towards the end of the third chukker. But a double blast from the umpires will stop the clock here. And we have 1 minute and 7 seconds remaining until the first bell. The umpires are marching their way down to the 60-yard marker. As Gowland is teeing the ball up. Tommy Iriarty's nipped off to change pony, so Gowland will take as much time as he possibly can here to try and give his teammate a bit of time to come back on and take this penalty, or will they call play and ask him to do it? It's going to be touch and go. Well, they're being very patient. So here comes Tommy on a fresh pony. He's got quite a high head carriage, looks a little bit busy. Let's see what he can come up with here from 60. He's got the height. Is it straight? The goal judge likes it. And so does Tommy, because he's turning to come back to the center, and he's put number 6 up on the scoreboard for Sarissa. And how important could that blow be? Because once again, the difference is 2.5 goals here, and there's just over a minute remaining here in the third. Ball's back in play. Bin Drai. Big one is the call. Don't think he could get a big one away, to be fair to him, but he's got some support. Perez. Bin Drai comes back in, tries to nudge that back towards his Argentine teammate, but it came up a little bit short, and the backhander turns them around once again. Here comes Gowland reaching out. Missed control from him. Bin Drai's left the ball behind. Good work by Tommy, who gets the hook there on Perez and cuts back infield and finds a pass out towards Tariq Al Habtoor. Sarissa are on the march. Al Habtoor with a beauty downfield. Flying back in defence here is Bin Drai. There's the 30-second hooter. Tariq Al Habtoor reaching out. Tariq. Oh, how did he pick that one up from behind the horse? It looked like he'd gone past the ball, but he threw out one of those extra long arms of his, and he's got the job done. And a killer blow there for Bin Drai at the end of the third, because Sarissa have scored again. And a really, really good goal by Tariq Al Habtoor. So there we have it, end of the third. And a body blow to Bin Drai. It's 7 to 3.5. Welcome back. There's Bin Drai. They're keen to get underway, and the reason is because it's absolutely hammering it down with rain, or just about to, bizarrely here at Ghantoot. But anyway, let's have a look at the chukker by chukker progression throughout this match. Bin Drai with a good start. They had a half a goal handicap start, of course, being a 5-goal team, and they went into a 2.5 goal lead. They got pegged back there at the end of the first. 2-1, sorry, 2.5 to 1 it came in at the end of that chukker. But Sarissa had turned it around in the second, half-time, 4 to 2.5, with Bin Drai drawing a blank in that second chukker, and then Sarissa scoring 3 further goals to Bin Drai's 1 in the third. And we find ourselves going into the fourth and final chukker, 7 to 3.5 in favour of Sarissa. So waiting for Tommy Uriarte, the number 4 here for Sarissa, just coming over the boards and back out onto the field of play. And Agustin Perez, who's coming out from the left-hand goal post. Tommy just arriving now. You can see the rain coming down. Very strange to have so much rain here. Anyway, the field's drained beautifully, and we will conclude this match. Ball's in play. Lights are on here at the Sheikh Zayed field. Incredible spotlights all over the field. Floodlights, should I say, and we're lucky to have that privilege here at Ghantoot. Backhander coming in from Gowland. And Tommy Uriarte saw his chance to jump all over that short backhander. get there and establish himself as Rashid Bin Drai came across. Let's have a look. Gowland's backhander, good angle. Wasn't really what he was looking for. It was a bit of a mishit in fairness, but the angle was good and it allowed his teammate to get established. And Tommy, with his stick raised, has earned his team a penalty 5B. Tommy with a tap. Rashid Bin Drai coming across to try and squeeze him for space. But Perez will meet it on the head-to-head. And here he comes. Up over the halfway line. Iriarty back in defence. Clever little open backhander on the near side of his pony is an absolute beauty. A measured pass there, and he's found Gowland, and Gowland on the turn has driven this one downfield. Sarissa are on the march once again. Alejandro Gowland beating him to the ball here will be Bin Drai back in defence. His backhander a little bit straight, and it's been tickled down towards goal and in off the post by Tariq Al-Habtoor, who's having a very good afternoon here. And he's scored another one for his team. And they go into 8 goals to 3.5 advantage here with, well, not an awful lot of time left in the match for Bin Drai. They need to do something big and they need to do something quick because they are up against it here. Sarissa once again clicking into gear. And look at Habtoor, he's back at the throw-in already. Chomping at the bit. He wants another one. Ball's in play. Tommy. Didn't get the next shot he was looking for. Perez is there. His near-sider is a beauty. It's gone through the traffic. It's been picked up here by Khalid Bin Drai. Tommy sweeps it across the field with that characteristic next shot of his. Loves that next shot on the run, doesn't he, in defence? He's going to turn and have enough time to go back to the ball here. Gowland drops in behind. Iriarty nudging it forward and beyond Khalid Bin Drai. Still Tommy in possession of the ball. He's shown too much of that to his opponent, but managed to charge the backhander down, and he's got the ball back here. Iriarty setting himself, firing it down into a dangerous area. Mohamed Khalid is back in defence. Good backhander there from Mohamed Khalid. Done really well, and he's found Perez, but that one has gone out of play. Did it come off Perez's pony? Or was it the stick? I'm not sure if it's a corner or not. May well have been kicked out by the horse. They're just checking it. Well, the question is, did that come off a pony or a stick? And obviously makes a big difference as to whether this is a knock-in or a corner. They're just checking it. There's a right little conference going on down there. Come on, lads. Here we go. We're back in play. Rashid. Good pass. And his brother's done really well. Got a big ride-off in there. And Khalid Bin Drai is on the march. And he's got the measure of the treasure and the better of Tommy Iriarty on this occasion. Tommy switches to go near side and finds a beauty. Turns everyone around on their heels. But Perez is there. Big sort of chopping hook there coming in from Ali Gowland, but he got the job done. Bin Drai, under pressure from Al-Habtoor. Eased him out of the way, but then didn't quite get enough on that one around the corner. He needs some support here from Perez. Perez, getting away from Iriarty on this occasion and finding a nice lofted drive up over the halfway line. Bin Drai trying to get on the end of that, but the backhander comes in from Gowland and turns them around once again. Iriarty trying to out-muscle Agustin Perez. The two Argentines coming together. And Tommy fires it down towards Gowland, who's looking for a cut shot here. And Gowland's cut shot looks good to me. Has he found it? Yes, he has. And it's all happening for Sarissa at the moment. They put number 9 up on the scoreboard. And they have absolutely run away with this one. They had a brilliant second chukker. And they've not looked back since then. And as a few Bin Drai players nip off to change their ponies, Sarissa coming back to the centre. But, well, surely this one is done and dusted. the umpires have blown their whistle, giving everyone a chance to change their ponies. And everyone is taking that opportunity. Just Agustin Perez out there in the middle, having already changed. He's come back on a chestnut. So just to have a recap, Ben Sali with a win over Lamar earlier on. Good match, 15 goals in the game, 9 goals to 6 in favour of Ben Sali. And this, our second game of the day. 8 teams in this Sultan Bin Zayed Polo Cup 2023. Good to see so many competitors. And there will be more matches tomorrow, of course, and on Friday, Thursday the 26th. Just to give you the heads up, Ghantoot v Anningsley Park at 2:45, and Kora Abu Dhabi will be at 4:15 tomorrow. And then on Friday the 27th, we're back again. Ben Sali versus Bin Drai at 2:45, and the 4:15 game will be contested between Sarissa and Lamar. So, Yassine is back, and the ball is in. Possession's up for grabs. Tommy's got it, opens the backhander up and fires it downfield. Rashid, putting the brakes on. He's turned back into a bit of traffic though, and Ali Gowland has it. Ooh. And Rashid is off his pony. I think he might have got tangled there with Tommy Iriarty. And there's going to be another little break in play here. Let's have a look at that. Oh yeah, he went into a bit of a spin. It was Gowland and Rashid Bin Drai who came together. The pony just went into a bit of a spin. And Rashid Bin Drai taking no chances with that beautiful mare. So he's walking off the pitch to find another pony. And well, it's lucky we've got the floodlights, that's all I can say, because they are making a big difference. We had a half an hour delay to our first match due to a little bit of rain coming across. And it is pretty gloomy here, but we've got these magnificent floodlights lighting up this polo field like a Las Vegas strip. Great shots from the drone. A horse, my kingdom for a horse. He's gone back into the tent. And he's just waiting for the boys to bring another pony out for him. Here's a pony. He's got one. He's got one with his name on. Quite literally. It says Bin Drai on the saddle blanket. He's back on. Lovely little black mare. So it looks like we are all good and set for the conclusion of this match. As Rashid Bin Drai joins the remainder of the players out there, our two umpires will be really keen to hear the final whistle, I would have thought. It's going to be a roll in from the centre of the field from Jason Dixon. And the ball is in. And here is Rashid Bin Drai on that fresh pony. He's got a chance to go back and retrieve this one. Nudges it forward. Gowland comes across to him. And Gowland gets the ride off and a backhander in. But it's fallen nicely here for Khalid Bin Drai. Khalid coming through. Miscontrol from him. Perez. Agustin Perez coming around the corner, looking to get the scoreboard working in Bin Drai's favour yet again. He's worked it into a dangerous position, but he's left it behind. Backhander there from Tariq Al-Habtoor was met by Bin Drai. Gowland. Both sides of the pony, left it behind. Here's Perez. And he's turned back into a bit of trouble. And he's got Tommy Ariati there for company. He's trying to put the squeeze on him and the ride off. Oh, and Tommy almost coming out of the saddle there, but he's found the shot and he's released a teammate in the form of Gowland. Gowland hooked out of it. Mohammed Khalid. Good skills around the corner here by Mohammed Khalid. Coming through on the light chestnut, and he's done very well indeed. He's up over the halfway line. Trying to get a consolation goal back here for Bin Drai before the close of play. Reaching out and coming up with nothing on that was Habtoor. Perez punches it downfield towards Khalid. Khalid Bin Drai with a little tickle shot towards goal, but it's not going to have the legs. Backhander comes in, but the backhander was weak, and it left the ball in front of the posts. And eventually, Bin Drai muscle the ball over the line and get number 4 on the scoreboard. The score here, 9 to 4.5. Yeah, Tommy's backhander it was, and Agustin Perez with a simple task of tapping that one across the line. Not long left in this one. Less than 20 seconds remaining in the tie. Perez leaves it there for Rashid Bin Drai. Rashid coming through. Being hassled there by Alejandro Gowland. Still Rashid. Oh, and he got hooked out of it there by Tommy. Ariati opens the backhander up. And Iriati's backhander will be the last shot of the game, ladies and gentlemen. The hooter has gone here. And the final score between Sarissa and Bin Drai is 9 goals to 4.5 in favour of the white shirts of Sarissa. There's the chucker by chucker. 2.5 to 1 at the beginning, at the end of the first, 2.5 to 4. Really good second chucker there by Sarissa. They scored 3 in the third to just Bin Drai's 1 goal and came in there 7 to 3.5. And by the end of the match, they'd added 2 more, and it was 9, 4.5. So that concludes our action from the Sultan Bin Zayed Polo Cup match day 2. 2 good games here on the Sheikh Zayed field, and lucky we had the floodlights for that second one. It's very, very dark when you look outside of the polo field. Let's have a look at the match stats for this one. Field goals, 6 by Sarissa, just 3 by Bin Drai, including a really good one from Rashid Bin Drai in the first chucker, but they sort of stalled a little bit after that. The throw-ins, Bin Drai having the lion's share there, 10 to 5 in their favour. 3 fouls by Bin Drai, 7 by Sarissa. Penalties, 1 out of 4 by Bin Drai, including a couple of mishit 60s there by Agustin Perez. 3 out of 3 by Sarissa. Safety penalties and yellow cards were non-existent. Tommy Ariati down there in the Sarissa camp, getting some congratulations and a few hugs. Happy with that performance. First time we've seen them in the tournament, and they've started with a very good win. We'll be back for more action tomorrow. Don't forget, local time 2:45 and 4:15. But until then, it is goodbye.